Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. So I have before you 10 things to understand / do about money that will keep you from being broke and living good. And this is coming from a guy that has had his fair share of financial struggles. I know why those struggles came when they came, and I know why they will come. If you're dealing with financial issues right now, trust me, this list will help you. You know, sometimes you got to listen to people who've been through it or going through it over people who done made it because everybody done gave them this, gave them that, and catapulted them. And no successful man is successful without the help of others. Somebody got to buy your stuff. Somebody got to believe in you. Somebody got to, if it's some scam things going on, somebody got to say, okay, we're going to let him make it. But let's begin with this list. Number 1, beggars can't be choosers. What do I mean by this? You got to be willing to work for lower wages when you don't have a job or you don't have much. You got to be willing to. Like you say, well, you be worried about people seeing you here or seeing you doing that. Man, F them. They not paying none of your bills. They not putting food in your stomach. And more than likely, they saying what they say because they are your enemies. They're not your family. They're not your friend. Family and friends would have helped you. Family and friends would have understood that you're going through it right now. If they ain't going to do nothing, you don't need to hear all that. Enemies, though, they'll put you down and talk down on you when you down. Use your enemies as motivation. See them as competition. Number 2, saving is the number one most important aspect of money. Think about it. The time you get into financial trouble, the time you get behind in your bills. If you had your money saved up, would those be problems? They wouldn't. If you got $50,000 and you got a bill that's $3,000, you got $50,000, you still got $47,000 left. But what if you got a bill that's $3,000 and you ain't even got $30 in the bank? You gotta wait for a check to come. A lot of people is in these situations and they've been working for years and years because they ain't saving. And then that investment stuff, that's your money and you getting penalized if you want to take it out or you need to take it out. No. Number 3, build your credit. No pay cash for everything mindset. Don't think like that. Credit will, listen, let's get back to that, having 50,000. If you got 50,000, you got good credit, and something comes up that costs 3,000, you could get the money from them and pay it back until either you don't feel like paying the payments no more. You still got the money to pay that thing off. And when you pay it off, like let's say you paying that, auto paying it. Like you getting in position where you can just auto pay those bills, auto pay the loans and credit card and stuff. Man, your credit, they're going to be like, we can trust him. When they can't trust you, you ain't going to be able to get nothing. If your car break down, your car just going to be broke down. So build your credit. That little paying cash for everything, you not Jeff Bezos. Number 4, invest with a just-in-case mindset. What do I mean by that? What if it's finna blow up? That's even more money for you, but don't rely on investment. People be on YouTube and all that telling you, trying to get you to invest all your money in this stuff. Man, you can't trust this stuff like that. I would say invest some of your money with a just-in-case mindset, focusing more on saving. Number 1, where are we at? Number 5, never work just one job / have just one income. I don't care how much you make. I don't care. You notice how Michael Jordan is a billionaire. You know how Michael Jordan is not a billionaire because he merely played basketball. Michael Jordan is a billionaire because of his Nike and the other things that he did. So he had to share that team. He sold that team. He had multiple income streams. So never just have one income. Number 6, always develop a side hustle / side hustles or business income. Like I just gave you Jordan for example. If you don't have this, you're more likely to be broke. I know people with 2 incomes making over $100,000 a year, but they side hustles ain't going right or they don't have any, so they practically in the same boat, a little better than others. They looking down on people that they only doing a little better than. Maybe their car is a little newer. Maybe they have a house that they own where if they get behind, you know, when you own a house, people talk against home ownership. But it's actually, if you ever get behind, it's better to have a home that you paying a mortgage on than paying rent, because they're going to put you out of that rent. The mortgage, they're going to give you a chance to get it right. Yeah, some renter, be more lenient. They be nicer. They'll give you a little time, but it ain't going to be 18 months like it is in many states before they put you out of the house and foreclose that house. By then, you've been on chip, got your income taxes, boom. So it's better. I'm seeing that it's better to own a house. You say, well, you're going to have to fix stuff. Okay, well, when you renting, what if he don't fix stuff? I mean, is it any better? Number 7, don't rely on real estate as a wealth builder. I know people have made it, but just like Grant Cardone has more resources than you. Warren Buffett with the stocks and stuff have more resources than you. When you trying to come up, you trying to have $1 million, $2 million. I would say don't rely on real estate as a wealth builder. Look at it as a wealth maintainer. So when you start moving up, let's say you got 200,000, 300,000. You say, okay, well, I'm going to take, let's say you live in a city like Milwaukee and you got 400,000 in the bank. You say, okay, well, you see a house, just a nice house, 170,000. You still got, what we say, 400,000. You still got 230,000 in the bank. You say, okay, well, I'm finna extend like 200 grand on business. So you go buy a house for 150,000. You go buy you like 2 ATMs. That house, renting that house out, that's just a wealth maintainer. Because what if your tenant loses their job or has to quit their job or something, or they decide to move out of town or something? That's why you only use it to maintain. Don't use it to build the wealth. You use your savings and your side hustles and business ventures to build wealth. I wouldn't look to investments and real estate to build wealth. Look at those to maintain. So number 8, never quit a job immaturely and prematurely. Learn to ignore those coworkers, supervisors, and managers you don't like. Now, sometimes you might have to quit. But a lot of time, this is what happened to me on a couple occasions. I just wanted to remove myself from the situation, and it probably was the best thing. But sometimes you take a couple steps back financially. And this done happened to me a couple times, so I know what I'm talking about. So you just got to learn how to ignore them. Start out by just trying to ignore these people. Number 9, do not overspend fantasy leagues, lotteries, casinos, etc. Now, I'm not telling you not to play, because that, to me, that's the same as investing in stocks, real estate. They all gambles. But I wouldn't take too big of a risk with these things, because these things, you going against people that might understand, have an inside track over you, and you going against the house, and you know what they say about the house. Potawatomi look like something that would be in a whole nother state here in Milwaukee. Like, I just was down there. They done built it all the way up. They even got sports book down there now. So don't. No. And number 10, last but not least, be scrappy. What do I mean by scrappy? Collect cans, save your change. That change be adding up, man. Don't let it get too big, I would say, because it's going to be a tedious, you trying to put that change in them change machine, and they going to make money off. Just let it get kind of big, cash it in, start over, cash it in, start over, and just keep putting that money up. Keep putting the money up. If you broke, don't cash your change in. Don't cash your change in when you broke, and then you've been spent it on stuff that you could have went without. So there you have it. 10 things that if you understand and do them, you'll live good and you won't be broke. I think I summed it up pretty good, y'all. Thanks for watching. Like I told you, we got a whole lot of videos. Stay tuned.